Paul, you see that managing by projects has become more popular, more actual in our country, not only in business sector, in government, in the state bodies too. So what can you advise for our country in order to develop this type of management?
Yeah, I think that we can help promote a managed by project culture by making these procedures easier. When we look at successful methods such as Prince2, the Prince2 guidance is 340 pages. 340 pages. It's a big document. It's thick. Yeah. It's difficult to include it into my luggage when I come to Astana because it's heavy. It weighs over 1 kilo. So sometimes that can be quite daunting for staff and project teams to undertake without formal training. And I think the majority of organisational staff are not project managers. They may be team leaders, or they may be team resources, or they may be operational staff or administrative staff. And when you present those resources with a thick methodology, a large methodology, where do they start? So what we do in the UK is we try and scale right down for the small tasks. And this would include presenting a management summary, which will detail who owns that piece of work and when it should be done by. We'll have an item called a product description, which will detail the criteria for the work. And maybe have a review of any threats that might threaten us as completing this task. So I'm not talking about big projects, I'm talking about simple tasks. We call it mini method. It's just a very small derivative of Prince2. The total management work around a mini method approach could be as little as 1 or 2 hours throughout the whole task of maybe 3 or 4 weeks' work. But what it does is it breeds a culture to the staff to understand first what is required before you start work. And then once you've finished that task, you can write a closeout document and to ensure that what was agreed to be done has actually been completed in accordance with the requirements initially. And by having this simpler approach for task-based management, this helps to breed a managed by project culture, so that when people move into project management, they are used to the terminology of requirements and product descriptions and management information. And then what this does is it helps the whole organisation to operate in a similar way, where the decision support information is consistent across the board, whether it's small tasks or major projects. And everybody has that project way of thinking. And that's the way to help to breed that culture and to implement project management approaches in that respect.